Hey everybody, welcome back to episode 5 of Core Values. I'm Christopher Erb.
And I'm Chris Anesto. Let's roll the intro.
So the question is, what are your core values?
Welcome back to Core Values. We've got a lot to cover this week. This is our return back to podcasting, but that's nothing monumental. We really just want to get what's into it today. So, Chris, which topic would you like to start in first?
So, man, I feel like it's like we got to start a chart days without metalcore drama.
Literally, metalcore moment.
So let's talk about the big thing that happened this week was all the Sleep Token drama. What are your thoughts on that?
So much Sleep Token drama. So I actually don't really know what to think anymore. At first, when everything first started coming out, I was like, oh no, they got their bassist was doxxed, his info and birth certificate was leaked. That's not good. Wouldn't be surprised if they quit because, you know, as we all know, they deleted their social stuff and just had the bio that says nothing lasts forever. But then as more stuff comes out, people are starting to wonder if it actually happened. I don't know whether it did or not. I don't think it was ever really confirmed or denied. And then, but basically the speculation is that they broke up, and then they announce a world tour. And it's like, you're not too worried about your safety if you're like, here's where we're going to be at all these dates. So, I mean, I don't blame them. I would have capitalized on the hype too, and announced something. I probably would have tried to drop a song, but it is curious to know if that was just a rumor that got started, if it was a marketing tactic, or if it actually happened. I wish they would make a statement on the situation.
It's so wild because, like, could you imagine? Well, like I was saying, I was like, okay, cool. You know, they could turn this into a marketing ploy, but like, if you were the member that got doxxed, I would be like, guys, let's just like lay low for fucking a little bit.
Maybe that's why they're going on tour, so he won't be at home where everybody knows his address.
He had to move.
He's on tour for 2 months, and his family's moving him to a different house.
Oh fuck! But no, so yeah, I don't know. Like it could have been just a coincidence that it all happened at the same time. But in my opinion, if they were like, if their marketing team was like, hey guys, well, we have this craze, let's go ahead and just fucking capitalize on it.
Yeah.
I'm sure the rest of the band was like, oh yeah, it's not a bad idea, but
that one guy was like, if it actually happened, he's probably feeling a little.
Or like you said, the power move, if they would come out and be like, hey guys, he's leaving the band.
Yeah.
We've got a new person.
It's the same guy.
It's the same fucking guy.
Well, they'll get him a new mask and everything.
Oh shit! But yeah, man. They've got a world tour now, or a tour going on, and apparently, it's a whole new phase now. They cleared, like I said, they wiped their Instagram and stuff. So, should be new music this year as well. Probably
which
sooner
is
than later.
Crazy considering how big of a year this year was for them. Like,
yeah,
they could take their time if they wanted.
But I mean, you're a band that big. Yeah. What's the deal with Sleep Token?
What's the deal with Sleep Token? That's one of the first things on Google.
But the thing is, you're a band that big. You've got a team behind you. You've got resources. Like, as soon as they were getting traction with their Taking Back to Eden album, I guarantee you they had a whole team, you know, of producers and songwriters sitting there getting ready for the next stuff. So I wouldn't be surprised if we hear from Sleep Token sooner than later.
Yeah, and I think they unveiled or announced new masks recently, too. So that kind of, to me, indicates that they're going to be going for new music soon, because that the masks tie into like their story and their lyricism and like kind of the whole show that they're putting on. So to me, new masks is like new era of the band. So
what do you think about their new masks?
I haven't seen them personally, but I've never been into the mask aesthetic in general. Like, it's just like, we're not in an anime.
So like way back when, there was this TV show called The Masked Magician. Mm-hmm. Did you ever see that?
Yeah. That's what their shows are basically.
No, well, I'm saying like, their new masks look exactly like that, dude.
Let me check them out real quick.
Oh man, the internet is ruthless. The internet's ruthless, man.
Oh wait, I have seen some of the memes about them. Yeah.
Oh,
I mean, it's crazy though, because they seem a lot darker and more like grungy than their previous masks.
Yeah.
Which to me alludes to maybe to a darker sound, which I would have expected them to go even more mainstream than they already are with the success. But it will be interesting to see if they get even darker with it, because this does look wild, dude.
Yeah. At what point do you think they just slipknot it and go without masks? Like,
I would have done that after the
You know
first
what I
show. Like, guys, that was really hot and sweaty.
Yeah.
I didn't like that.
fuck it.
So they've already got more dedication than me. So I guess it just how much it bothers them. I don't know though.
Yeah.
If all your members are gonna get doxxed, might as well take the masks off, right?
Well, that's what I'm saying. Well, not necessarily just like going without masks, but I mean, because Slipknot obviously still performs that way, but like being like disclosed,
Yeah.
you know. But then again, that's kind of people's favorite part of the band, besides the music, of course. But anyways, after that, there's been so much that's happened this week.
Yeah. Honestly, just in the last like 3 days.
Yeah,
It
and
just
then
got crazy.
previous to this, we were in a previous unreleased episode, and the reason we didn't release it was because we spent like all week getting greasy, and we discovered before it was announced that Jordan Fish was no longer in Bring Me the Horizon. We got all excited. We came here, did a podcast, getting ready to upload it, and as soon as we were going to upload it,
Like as soon as we were done recording.
they made an official statement that he was out of the band. So yeah, we never uploaded that, but it was crazy because like Jordan Fish, in my opinion, of course, every single member of Bring Me the Horizon deserves, to be where they're at right now. They were one of the biggest bands in the scene before they had Jordan Fish, but in my opinion,
Yeah.
Jordan Fish is the reason they are as big as they are right now,
Oh, yeah.
production-wise, song-wise.
Without a doubt.
Yeah, Sempiternal would not have happened if it wasn't for Jordan Fish. And there was this cool TikTok that I saw where he was talking about how Can You Feel My Heart was like one of the first ones that they had written for the record, and how they got the synth,
Yeah.
and it was actually just Ollie screaming heart,
Oh, nice.
and he like pitch corrected it and stuff. I mean, the guy's just a production genius.
Yeah, he's got a cool writing style. He's very out of the box with it. I mean, you could hear that especially in Post Survival Human Story, that first EP. Like, just trying new things. The whole mashup with Baby Metal and I don't know. He's just sees things in a unique lens. It's cool to see.
Yeah,
but
for sure.
Yeah, love
and
Jordan
then,
Fish.
yeah, for whatever reason, a lot of people are speculating that he thought maybe it was unfair that him and Ollie were doing most of the work, and Lee, of course, but they all had equal payouts. That was a big thing that they talked about too. But since then, I mean, I haven't seen a lot of like tension or anything, like online tension or anything between like Ollie and Jordan Fish or any of the other members. So who knows? But Spirit Box, which also had an amazing year last year, probably one of the biggest breakout bands that's going to be going forward throughout this year.
Yeah, that EP they just dropped was nuts.
They're in the studio currently with Jordan Fish, which means their next EP, album, singles, whatever they're going to drop is going to be amazing. There's no way that Jordan Fish touches a project and it's just not good.
Oh, yeah. And especially with Courtney, like, I mean, she writes pretty good courses. I feel like they're going to be able to come up with some really interesting stuff.
Yeah, for sure. And then another thing, do you think maybe he's just going to end up joining the band like he did Bring Me the Horizon?
That would be cool, but I just don't, at this point, don't even see the point. Like, I feel like he has so much more potential to just work with bands instead of, like, tying to one. Like, he could be a producer and have his name on tons of works.
Yeah.
Because he could, I mean, he just has the ability to work with any band, I think, that wants to be in this current generation of metal. And I think he would be tying himself down to join one band, which that might be what he wants, but
Yeah.
I would like to see him just work with everyone.
Just
like,
be-
I'd like to see
be
him
a
next in the
producer.
studio with fucking Bad Omens or something.
Oh, God, could you imagine?
Just co-writing, yeah.
Dude, yeah. And they, so I was looking on the Rockville poster, which Rockville is going to be in Daytona Beach, and it's stacked lineup, like concert of the fucking century. If it can happen, it could be another Blue Ridge.
Yeah, I mean, that's why he's been going festivals lately. It sucks.
But they had their name on the flyer, of course, big enough that they were happy with, and like it had a few new emblems on it too. So they're probably going to be, by the time that comes around,
Oh, yeah.
They'll have new music out as well, which they have to.
Well, I mean, they said earlier this, or I guess, halfway into 2023, I think they said that they had already written the next 2 albums.
Yeah.
So,
Nice.
and that they were like ready to go.
Fuck yeah.
So,
And I think they're big enough that we can expect like a surprise drop or like a premiere that's, hey guys, this comes out in 2 days, because everybody's
exactly.
going to eat it up. They don't have to do the whole 30-day release process.
this merch page will be live for 30 minutes and it'll sell out in 12.
Easily.
Yeah.
And then Speaking of Bring Me the Horizon, another core heavyweight. Used to be heavyweight in my opinion, but
Used to be the band.
the band choke hold on the scene was
Getting into the pop scene too.
fucking, yeah, well, I mean, both of these bands kind of are that way, but I'm referring to Asking Alexandria.
Yeah. Me too.
Ben Bruce just left.
Yep, that's didn't see that coming. And it's weird because it was just a few years ago and he was not super happy with Danny leaving. So I'm wondering, like, how's everyone feel about this?
I have no idea, man.
And
no idea. But the thing is like, Ben, when I think of Asking Alexandria, of course, yeah, Danny Worsnop's a huge member. But when I think of Asking Alexandria, that's like Ben's project.
Well, yeah, I mean,
You know what I mean?
he's been
Like-
writing for it since he was like 16 years, probably younger.
Yeah, I mean, he's been a vocalist in that project. He's never left, you know. So I don't know what's going to happen to Asking Alexandria. Maybe, I mean, they've had a long career. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Maybe in a few weeks we'll see a statement where they're like, "Hey guys, you know, we're going to do one last tour," and
It just doesn't. The rest of the guys to me seem like they still want to be doing it.
yeah,
So, I mean, and love Ben Bruce, not throwing shade in any way, shape, or form. I love that guy. Love what he's done for the scene, but I mean, especially with what they've been releasing recently, it's not like it's necessarily going to be hard to find a equal or better songwriter.
yeah, for sure.
So they're probably gonna have to do a sound change, but I don't necessarily think that's a bad thing. Because I still think that Danny Worsnop's crazy talented. That if he has a good songwriter behind him, that he could still be releasing bangers.
Well, I think what the reason I'm worried, man, is because I feel like Danny needs somebody. Because I feel like maybe at this point in their career, Ben Bruce is just kind of like the yes man. And it's just like, hey, yeah, let's do this or whatever. Like based on like their last two albums, I can tell that Danny was the member who had like the strongest influence on their sound.
I'll join in, but Danny can tell me to do whatever he wants. I'll be an Asking Alexandria. Dude.
You know what I mean? So I feel like if they get a replacement guitarist or if they just run a 4-piece, whatever they do, it's going to be the Danny project now. You know,
I mean, that kind of already was. They've been working with co-writers on the last two albums, and maybe that's part of it. Maybe Ben's been wanting to cut down on his involvement, and then now it's just to this point where he's all ready to completely step aside.
Yeah,
because I'm sure part of the reason that they had co-writers on these last couple of records and many other ones is just, you know, it's hard for him to do all of that.
Yeah. So next
and
up,
tour the world.
there was a accidental retweet, I guess, from a member of the Architects that has stirred up some drama within the Twitter sphere. I'm not calling it X; it's Twitter. Yeah. Within the Twitter sphere,
he retweeted a tweet that wasn't, savory, and then he deleted it and made a tweet saying sorry for deleting it or sorry for tweeting it. And it wasn't. He didn't stand with that guy or whatever. And then all the replies are people finding his past likes and being like, yeah, well, it's still this. You still believe this. And so basically, he's being canceled because I think the tweet had something to do with like, basically saying if you have pronouns in your bio that you've been influenced by mass psychological something.
Yeah, something
disillusionment, something like I don't care. Just that's why I don't even remember what it says. But basically, everyone's saying he's a right wing transphobe now. So nothing's come out though other than his tweet saying that he was getting that it was an accident. The tweet or the retweet. So the band hasn't made any statement. He hasn't made any further statements. So. Hopefully this will be something we return to next week, and hopefully there's been something's happened because enough people are mad that there is going to be some sort of statement is going to have to be made. And it'll be interesting to see if he gets removed from the band for just having different opinions, or if he or what they do. It's just going to be interesting to see how it goes because it seems every band handles these things differently.
The biggest contradiction of that, like whether regardless of your political belief, is that Architects has like sculpted a career around like anti-government and like being more like left-leaning. You know what I mean?
Oh yeah, for sure. I mean that's one of the reasons it surprised me too.
That's their whole fan base.
Oh yeah.
Know? So of course, if you come out with some stuff like that, you're gonna get some backlash over it. I honestly don't know. So much shit has got to be going on in their camp right now. You know what I mean?
PR nightmare, dude.
Yeah, dude.
Like when there's that much money and infrastructure behind a band, like
Yeah. Like, I guarantee you none of the members are
Nuts.
sweating this right now. It's just their poor PR team that are just like fucking Ben Affleck me
And-
just outside smoking a fucking cigarette.
and the one who accidentally did it. I bet
Yeah.
he's like, fuck.
Oh, man. Yeah, because imagine, he didn't even run his own Twitter. It was just his fucking social media guy.
And he doesn't have like original member armor.
They come
Like he's not a founding member, so there's no like foundation for him to stand. Like if they want him gone, he's just gonna be gone.
He comes up with a statement. He's like, "Hey guys, I'm so sorry. I hired Ben Shapiro 2 months ago to run my social media, and
I had no idea that the Daily Wire was a right-leaning news. I just thought Ben Shapiro was a nice guy.
oh shit, man."
Yeah, that's crazy.
But yeah, and then in other drama, we have CJ.
The repeat offender. This dude can't stop, won't stop. Completely unstoppable douchebag.
Bro is still on deathcore probation, and yeah, he dude's ridiculous, man. You know, no project. I feel like, I don't know, because how long did this project last?
They didn't even get their debut album out. They were
Yeah.
trying to like get it going.
Yeah, so Immortal Disfigurement, of course, you know, I feel like there's some people in the scene, and these people might just be fucking outstanding, you know, and, well, CJ, I don't feel like he really is, but like, so, like Johnny Craig, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Johnny Craig did a lot of horrible things, and now people say, you know, he's a really stand-up guy.
I
Or
don't
whatever,
think
you
people
know?
say that anymore.
I've met like a few people like on TikTok
few.
who are like, "Oh, well, I met him in person. He seemed like really good now. You know that he's like in recovery and everything." But it's just you know, you connect the dots and you're like, okay, well, you didn't work out with this band. You didn't work out with this band. Something's got to give. And I feel like with CJ, it's just one of those things, dude. Like, how when are you gonna like call it quits? You know what I mean? Like at some point you just kind of like need to just step back and just let things chill out for a little bit.
Well, this is the thing with this. I don't even really understand what happened. So he had joined a project called Immortal Disfigurement. The main songwriter said, effective immediately, I quit, and he dropped all the instrumentals.
Yeah. But that's what I'm saying. Like at some point, like you got to connect the dots and realize that, hey, it's this
Right,
one
yeah,
member.
for
Anytime-
sure.
Anytime you start something, it's
I just want to know what he did to make him quit, because it's like I bet that was a frustrating decision to come to be like, man, I was trying to be a stand-up guy. I tried to give CJ McCreary a chance, give him some forgiveness. You know, everybody makes mistakes in life. Everyone deserves second chances. And then whatever happened, and he's like, fuck, why did I ever give this guy a chance? Like I got that has to be incredibly frustrating.
Yeah. So, and I mean, with that, it's just one of those things like Aiden, you know, from Dealer. Didn't work out in Alpha Wolf, then he started Dealer, and then it was like, hey, man, that's cool. They're having like band beef or whatever. He was just, you know, had a chip on his shoulder about Alpha Wolf. You know, those guys probably just got in a disagreement, and then all this stuff came out where Dealer quit because Aiden was just a piece of shit.
Right, exactly.
So it's just one of those things, man. Like, how many different bands are you going to try to be in until you just kind of were just like, you know what, I maybe just need to work on myself a little bit.
Right. You know? I mean, and based off of this statement, he was saying that the album instrumentally has been ready for months. So it's kind of sounding like maybe CJ just wasn't doing his part. Like he wasn't. I don't know if he didn't want to write lyrics, he didn't want to track or what, but it's kind of seeming like it might be that.
Maybe it was like a sleepwalker thing where they just couldn't get him in the studio, so they were just like, guys, no, it's done.
I miss that band, R.I.P.
Dude, so good, man. So good. But, yeah, so that's tons of drama, you know.
And I think we got all the drama out the way, though. That was a lot for just literally, like I said earlier, this all happened in the past, like, several days. Just other than the Jordan Fish leaving Green Horizon, but we were mostly talking about him writing with Spirit Box today. So now that we got all that drama out of the way, we can actually talk about some bands that are good and you should go listen to.
Oh, yeah. So our favorite thing to do here on the podcast is bring light to underground bands that we think are fucking awesome. But before we get to that, we are going to do a little bit of the mainstream bands that dropped this week. So Plot and You just dropped a new single.
So good.
Awesome. Yeah. I was online, man, and there's some people who just really do not like it.
They wanted it to be like forgotten,
which
they didn't want a chorus banger.
Yeah, which is understandable. But I mean, the thing is with Landon, he just kind of writes whatever he wants to write, man.
And he's got like, I know he's not like the best singer like in terms of like technical ability, but he's got a soulful feeling. He's got great lyrics, a very interesting writing
catchy,
style.
man.
So like no
Everything
matter
he
what
writes
he
is
does,
catchy.
I don't care if it's soft, hard, if it's some weird indie thing he's trying out on the side. Like I just love everything Landon Tours does.
Yeah.
Just
Which he's an amazing producer too. That song, the production on that song is
amazing.
insane. So the song is called Closure, just released. If you haven't heard it yet, go check it out. However, don't go into it with the mindset that it's going to be something like Forgotten, because it is complete 180 from that.
It's more like stuff on Swan Song, to be honest.
Yeah, for sure. It's what I wanted Swan Song to sound like.
Exactly. Exactly.
And then speaking of the Plot and You, Landon Tours, a band that he produces for, which was kind of, it's so funny because this band was like unanimously voted across, you know, not officially, but just the Twitter sphere, the TikTok sphere, as album of 2023 in Vin Animate.
Yeah, but unless you're Finn McKenty.
Yeah.
He's back on his bullshit too, by the way. I saw him arguing with Garrett from Silent Planet on Twitter.
Really?
Yeah.
Jeez Louise. Yeah, that guy, I don't know. I feel like he just wants to start an argument
That's
for the sake of just talking.
He's
Just
a
stick.
clickbait channel.
That's what it is. But yeah, in Vin Animate, they just dropped a new single, and it is fucking killer, dude.
Sleepless Deathbed. It's really good.
I don't know how it's possible for them to write bad music. Like at this point, they themselves are extremely talented. They're, I don't know. At this point, they probably are still doing everything by themselves as far as like music videos go, graphics goes, and everything too. They probably don't have a team at this point doing that, right?
I know that like graphically, Gavin from Tilt Shift
yeah.
did some of their recent stuff.
Yeah.
Well, post Heavener.
Yeah.
But I don't think that like they're procuring their team themselves. Like it's not from the label.
Nice. But yeah, their music videos are solid, their graphics are solid, and their production is solid because Landon Tours. That man is insane. So yeah, circling back to the Plot and You, I'm super excited to see what the Plot and You has planned this year. I'm super excited to see what Vin Animate has planned this year. I wouldn't even be surprised if they did some kind of like collab song too.
That'd be sick.
It would be easy for them because they're constantly, they're always with them producing.
Yeah.
So, I mean, it honestly would be dumb of them to not capitalize on something like that.
Yeah.
Like, hey guys, we got two of the biggest bands in the scene right now. Let's not make the best out of this.
I mean, they clearly got to be homies. I get, because I always wonder how like that connection happened, because you would, even though I know Landon's a good producer, I wouldn't like picture him producing that kind of band because they're just a little more riffy and proggy.
Yeah.
So like in my head, I imagine they probably were just homies from being on a tour together or something. He just like hey, I would love to help out, and like did a demo for him or something.
And they just fucking went with it, which is amazing because their in Vin Animate's previous album, it was an awesome album. Love the instrumental work, love the vocal work on it, but the mix just wasn't quite there for me.
Yeah.
And then they dropped Heavener, and Heavener is just immaculate. Like 10 out of 10 album. And Heavener is one of those albums that you can be in a group of like 30 people and not say anything. Everybody's dead silent, and somebody just walks in the middle and just like nods their head, and they're like, Heavener, right? And then everybody's just like, oh fuck yeah. Heavener. Like
so good.
Fucking amazing album. But yeah, those are our heavyweights that dropped this week. Our favorite ones was the Plot and You and Vin Animate. Now going on to our favorite segment of the podcast. This is where we get super sweaty, super greasy for underground bands. We're talking about bands that whenever we started listening to them had like 2,000 monthly listeners, and it's cool because now they're up to like 30 to 50,000 now.
If it's this one, they're up to 60.
Nice. Hell yeah. I hope they keep growing. One of our favorite bands and one of our predicted breakthrough bands in the next coming years, out of Germany. They are called Half Me. You've probably heard
They're stupid good.
Yeah, you probably heard us mention this band plenty of times before.
Probably every podcast episode.
So fucking good. They dropped a song this week called Quitter Talk, and if you like stinky breakdown music,
for like Alpha Wolf type stuff.
That's still like metalcore, still has a lot of groove to it. Go check out Half Me, Quitter Talk. Then after you do that, do yourself a favor, follow them on Spotify, Apple Music.
They from
Tidal,
from the
whatever you're
day
using.
they started dropping music to now, that's all bangers. There's nothing. They're
Yeah.
not one of those bands that started out where they kind of weren't that good at first and then got better. They've always been good.
Everything, yeah.
Like they're perfect.
Yeah, everything they do. And they have some, they have like some chorus. They have a little bit of cleans every once in a while, but for the majority of it, it's just groovy, heavy, just catchy music. Like signature heavy metalcore. These guys hit the mark. Their singer has a like fry technique that he uses that's just fucking immaculate. Guitarist, the guitar tone is unlike anything from another record that I've ever heard.
It just keeps getting nastier too. Like
Yeah, dude.
Soma was gross, and then these last two singles is just getting dirtier.
Super dirty.
It's crazy.
Yeah, drum work is fucking awesome, man. These guys just have finesse when it comes to heavy metalcore. So go
And
check
they
out.
got drip.
Yeah, drippy. Anybody who's not from the United States, I feel like just has it.
Yeah,
just-
what's wrong with all of our clothes here? Everyone else in every other country's got the sickest clothes, and I look like I just got off the farm.
Yeah, we're contractors right now, bro. I got I got the tan cargos. Let's get it, bro. Let's go fucking lay some tile floor. And then so we have Half Me. Then we have another band called Defocus, which these guys, they're super young, still brand new. They have an array of singles out right now. I'm not sure. Oh yeah, they are with the single that they just dropped this week. They're dropping in March, I believe.
Yeah, it's like
Full-
March 3rd, I think, or
Yeah.
1st maybe.
Yep. So yeah, go check out Defocus. You can check out their song Bias. Crooked Mind is my favorite. Crooked Mind is probably my favorite breakdown that I've heard in like a year. It's amazing. How many followers do they have?
60.
Okay,
They're about
60
to pass
monthlies?
half me already.
Nice. So another band that has about 60K monthly listeners, Defocus. Again, if you like super like heavy metalcore, that's not like hardcore, it's still groovy.
Yeah.
Go check out Defocus.
I actually haven't heard any of their older stuff, just this new stuff.
Yeah.
I need to go check it out. But yeah, they're really good.
Mm-hmm.
One bigger band we skipped over that I actually wanted to talk about, I've been waiting to talk with you about it for the podcast, is Fit for a King dropped a new song.
Yes.
And you in the band chat said you liked it.
Yes, dude. I love it, man. Do you not like it? You don't like it?
Boring.
I love it, man.
So boring.
I feel like this is what the last album should have sounded like.
No, everything should sound like Dark Skies and Death Grip.
Yeah, Death Grip was a good album. Dark Skies was a 10 out of 10. Honestly, that's probably my favorite Fit for a King album.
It's just so well rounded. There's
Yeah.
a little bit of everything.
So the last album was decent. There was a few songs on there that were really good, but for the majority, it really just didn't.
That's how the last few have been for. It's none of it's bad. It's just not. It doesn't grab me the way that they used to.
Yeah.
It feels more safe than they used to do, which is fine. I mean, that's how you break into the the mainstream, and I get it, but can't help but miss the sweeter days.
Yeah. No, I love the new Fit for a King, man. So that was another heavyweight, but I just didn't bring it up because I figured everybody.
Yeah, I just wanted
Didn't
to
like it.
have some discourse and let you know that you're wrong. I'm just kidding.
I'm telling you, bro. That's
No, it's just not for me. It's whatever. Issues. They dropped a song without Tyler. I didn't care for it.
I was about to say I'm not.
Everyone was so stoked on it. I love the instrumental. They're great instrumentalists as they've always has been. And I don't have anything against Scout, but just his voice didn't fit the song for me. And it's just why it didn't grab me. I hope they go on and do their other project like they're talking about, but I hope they get a different vocalist, because while I think he's good, I don't think that what the style of music that they play doesn't fit his style of vocal. He should be doing some more chill stuff, not Issues stuff. Chris doesn't really care for Issues, so he is probably not going to comment on this.
Yeah. I mean, it's okay.
Red
I've never
Keep's
been a
really
fan.
good. They dropped a Faith's Edge. They're a
Yes.
smaller band.
Super small, man.
Yeah, honestly, they've grown even since the last time I looked at them. I think they were like 4,000 last
Yeah.
time I looked at them. They really good, good stuff. Lots of potential from them. Go check them out.
For sure. Definitely go check out Red Keep. I've only heard the two previous to this one. Mm-hmm. And then the one music video that you had sent me. Those guys are super talented. Great production. Great videos. Fuck Bone Crew. God, so fucking stupid.
Cringe.
Yeah. I
Cringe.
hate Attila and hate all that stuff.
Yeah.
It's so fucking cringy. But
Yeah.
anywho.
Here on Core Values, it's fuck anything to do with Chris Franzak.
Dude's just man.
Fucking nasty person.
Yeah. And then what'd you think of Kool-Aid by Bring the Horizon?
I mean, it's okay.
Yeah.
It's just, I mean, it's better than anything on like Evo, but it doesn't even start to scratch what Post Survival Human Story Part 1 or whatever the hell that fucking
Yeah.
thing is called. That for me
Or ammo?
is just
Yeah.
really, I don't know why I said
Yeah.
Evo ammo.
The car.
Yeah. But post-survival human, something blah, blah, blah. That one just reinvigorated my love for Bring Me the Horizon. Like, I've always been a Bring Me the Horizon fan, obviously. But just, they had been doing this. They're in this weird little stagnant area. I was just like, yeah, everything you're doing is just okay. But, man, post-survival did it for me. So I've kind of been chasing that high, and this didn't quite get that for me. But some of the other singles were doing it.
I feel like everything they're dropping here recently, well, I say recently, they wait like 4 months between a single now, but everything that they've dropped up in this little single batch post-human survival horror is just, it all sounds the same to me versus like Lost. Lost was the one that was different. You know, everything else is just kind of like the same verse, interlude, chorus, verse, interlude, bridge, chorus, and then breakdown, and then chorus. It followed that, and but it all sounded the exact same, like the same vocal like cadences and everything. I was just kind of feeling like maybe it was either rushed or who knows. Like, I could definitely tell that something in Bring Me the Horizon camp just hasn't been right this past year.
Yeah.
And you know, that's probably one of the things. Either Jordan Fish was trying to leave or whatever. But I'm hoping that this new era, Bring Me the Horizon, sounds a little bit different than Kool-Aid, because it's starting to get a little washed out for me, honestly. And that's coming from somebody who has like 4 Bring Me the Horizon tattoos.
He wanted to leave probably because he felt bad about writing Bad Habits with Ed Sheeran. Because I also would want...
Bro, that's
that
a
song
banger
dude.
crossover, bro.
Sucks so bad,
banger
dude.
crossover.
I think my favorites that they dropped since Post-Human is Lost and Amen.
Amen is really good. Yeah, that one was really good. But yeah. And then they did that Werewolf song with Lil Uzi Vert. Have you heard that Lil Uzi Vert album? It's trash, bro.
I don't think I've heard any Lil Uzi Vert.
He did a Chop Suey cover. And
you did send me that. Yeah. I remember
and
that.
That's we have fucking.
I mean, that's our guy. We love that guy.
Yeah, we'll take a picture of this and post it on the podcast. But we have a Lil Uzi Vert flag in here too. So for us to say that, it's not just us hating on the rap genre. We love Lil Uzi Vert, but that last album was trash. But anywho, that is. We'll start wrapping on Core Values episode 5.
Yep.
Things to look forward to this year. We'll start having some features on the podcast. Again, be sure to follow us on social media.
Leave in the comments who you want to see come on and talk with us.
Exactly. Let us know what you think. If we have some trash takes, don't be scared.
Start the conversation. Let us know bands we need to check out, especially smaller bands. We're always looking for new underground bands to check out and feature on the podcast.
Specifically smaller bands only. If you message us and you're like, hey, Fit for a King drop this year, we fucking
Everyone
know.
knows,
We fucking know. Let us know something that if y'all saw a local band and y'all checked them out and they have good production and you just need somebody to know about these people, send them our way. Literally, we have like hundreds of singles here from bands that are just super tiny that we go through before every podcast. We have a listening episode, and our biggest thing is to make sure it has good production. Because, of course, you know, it's 2024. I don't care how good you think your band is. If you don't spend the time to have good graphics, good videos, and good production, it's not worth listening to over these bands who do take the time to invest in that. So
it's easier than ever.
Yeah. And so anything we share here, you don't have to be afraid to check out and be like, am I going to waste my time with this? We promise you it's going to have great production and it's going to be something worth listening to. So please, again, give these bands that we give shout outs to a listen. We will have a Core Values playlist on Spotify for y'all to follow here in the coming weeks. And yeah, is there anything else?
That's it.
Word. See you next time. Boom, baby.
I actually only did one finger instead of 2. Football!